Another episode of Strictly Come Dancing came and went, and there was no trailer. I know that myself and my Mr. TARDIS Discord server patrons, those chaps and chapettes, we were in the Discord server talking about the Abominable Snowman in our classic Doctor Who club, and we did it on a Sunday night, and we were like, okay, Strictly Come Dancing's on. A trailer could drop at any moment, and it didn't drop. So we are now waiting another week. Considering that this month is not just the centenary special of Doctor Who, it is the BBC Centenary. They have a lot of projects in the works for it. They've got a documentary for Blue Peter called Here's One I Made Earlier. They've got some MasterChef specials. They've got some Strictly specials as well, of course. They've got a load of stuff and a load of documentaries that are due to drop during the centenary, which is on the 19th of October, but we haven't really seen anything for it. It's a little bit weird. Anyway, so where the BBC and the Doctor Who production team have been slacking, magazines have been picking up the slack. We did get this last week from Empire, an interview with Jodie Whittaker. They've recently had an issue of their magazine come out for the Wakanda Forever Black Panther sequel. This came out on Thursday the 29th of September and has an interview with Jodie Whittaker in it. We also got this image of what I presume is maybe a harshly colour-corrected Gallifrey. Jodie Whittaker looking a little bit distraught on the left, or a little bit perplexed, curious. You could read anything into this expression, with its TARDIS on the right of the screen, and what I think could be something akin to one of the cyber warships from Ascension of the Cybermen of the Timeless Children. That's the vibe I got, at least. But yeah, this is meant to be the quarry where the climax of the story takes place. We know that Jodie and Mandip Gill were filming in a quarry towards the regeneration. You know, it's a fine photo. It's an Empire exclusive one. You know, we take what we can get at this point. And okay, isn't Gallifrey red? Maybe at night time. It's got to be night somewhere. But no, this could just be, here's a photo we took, but it hasn't been color corrected for the episode proper. It's a reach on my part, but it is just a guess. Or maybe it's Gallifrey at night. But there was a really cool interview snippet here that Jodie Whittaker did with Empire, talking about the centenary special, The Power of the Doctor, a 90-minute farewell, or is it 89 minutes? Anyway, the final adventure for any Doctor is always an event, but this one looks particularly huge, not only waving goodbye to Whittaker, but bringing back Janet Fielding and Sophie Aldred as Tegan and Ace, and a caroling cavalcade of Who villains. Sacha Dhawan's the Master, the Daleks, the Cybermen among them. She says it's one for the Whovians, and it sounds like this Doctor's final scene will be as emotional as ever. I think Winnie has gotten herself into some trouble. Winnie, can you get down? Do you need a hand? Folks, I'm going to help Winnie get down from there. I'm going to help you get down. Oh. Sausage roll. Help, I've arisen and I can't get down. Yeah, that's basically Winnie. I love the dialogue Chris wrote for my regeneration. It captures my Doctor beautifully. It's simple, epic, and beautiful. It's a sequence Whittaker says is delivered in one long take. When I could see the crew was happy with that last shot, that's when my bottom lip started going, she recalls. I was like, whoa, they can't say that they need another take now because I fucking lost it. That's funny. That reminds me of the Doctor Who magazine interview with Janet Fielding, saying that in her very first take, in her very first scene when she was back as Tegan for the centenary special, she flubbed the line and she swore, and Jodie was just laughing. So yeah, lots of swearing on the Doctor Who set, but it's a good family, I'm guessing. But yeah, what I'm really excited for this centenary special is primarily, is it going to stick the landing? There's a hell of a lot going on, and that's going to be crammed in this 90-minute or 89-minute story, shall we say. But it's also directed by Jamie Magnus Stone, who is a friend of the livestream. I did an interview with him last year for the charity 1963 livestream, where we raised over £2,500 for the film and TV charity. He joined us to talk about his episodes War of the Sontarans, Village of the Angels, Halloween Apocalypse. He also directed Spyfall. He directed Ascension of the Cybermen and the Timeless Children, etc., etc. Terrific work. And I think that even if The Power of the Doctor is a massive mess, I think that it's going to look beautiful. And the fact that what appears to be Empire magazine may be editorializing, this isn't an actual quote from Jodie Whittaker, it's a sequence Whittaker says is delivered in one long take, so this could be slight editorializing from Empire magazine, but doing a regeneration scene and monologue and closing moments in a single take, that seems really cool. That almost seems akin to like the Caves of Androzani, where technically they do cut and smash cut into each other, Peter Davison to Colin Baker, but Peter Davison falling onto the floor, it feels different this time, and then Colin Baker shooting up after all the companions visit, that's kind of been smash cut together to look like one take. That's really cool. That's some cool Graham Harper shit. So I'm looking forward to what Jeremy Magnus Stone does for the Power of the Doctor and for the regeneration in particular. Brave fucking heart, Doctor. Yeah, that's the Tegan that we all love and appreciate. Absolutely. Also in this interview, she says that shooting out where it's inspired casting, he's gonna smash it. So yeah, looking forward to seeing how that pans out. We also got some photos as well from SFX magazine. They do have an upcoming special feature on the Power of the Doctor. Their upcoming issue, which drops at time of this segment going on the YouTube channel, will be today, the 5th of October. The front page goes to Halloween Ends, but there is Doctor Who Time's Up for 13 feature there. It's a bumper 132-page Halloween horror special. And we've got a couple of images from the upcoming The Power of the Doctor here, where we have Tegan and Ace just stood next to each other. It's not the most thrilling image, but we do also have this as well. This is Sophie Aldred in the caves that we've seen in the trailer, wearing her original leather jacket. We can even see the communist star there as well, with the metal baseball bat. We saw that clip in the trailer of what appears to be Ace in the leather jacket whacking a Dalek with a baseball bat. I'm presuming this is part of the same scene. It's not a leather jacket, it's a bomber jacket. Apologies, I am clearly not a fashion guru. I am wearing a Emmett from Lego Movie QWERTY shirt. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this. It's a bit weird because Ace, for me at least, has never gone away, because I have been listening to Ace for years in Big Finish. She's been Ace since, regularly since 1999 or the year 2000, when she was back with the 7th Doctor in the Big Finish audio adventures. So for me, she's never gone. But for a new generation of people, this is their introduction to her. Or they have only just watched the classic series and they haven't gone into the expanded media. So it'll be interesting to see how her character is received and what they do with her, because Ace is a really interesting character in a meta capacity, as in, what do you do with the character who already has so many divergent time streams and canonical, in quotes, endings? Where did she go to Gallifrey to train to become a Time Lord? Did she start her charity, A Charitable Earth, which seems to be the TV canon, which seems to be the TV canon at least, if we go with the Sarah Jane Adventures. She's also got adventures with Torchwood for Big Finish, and she also met the 13th Doctor in the book At Childhood's End, which was written by Sophie Aldred. What on earth is going to be Ace's canonical advancement in the franchise? Who knows? Flipsy, she even died in a Doctor Magazine comic. Yeah, it is mad. There's a reason why in At Childhood's End they actually make reference to how many bloody alternate timelines and different versions and realities that Ace has. It will be very complicated, if you make it complicated, to introduce a character who technically never got a departure in 1989, because she just walked off into the sunset with the 7th Doctor at the end of Survival, and then when we get to the TV movie, she's nowhere to be seen. So there is a lot of leeway there to experiment with, but it'll be interesting to see what Chris Chibnall does. With Tegan, it's basically, yeah, she left the Doctor in a warehouse full of corpses in the 1980s because she was sick of the death and destruction. And then goodness knows what else she got up to for the past 40 years. So there is a bit more leeway there. With Ace, bit more difficult. He knew she got lost in the TARDIS now and he just found the door. I expect that to happen. In Earthshock, one Cyberman goes to explore the ship and then comes back 2 episodes later only to get shot by Nyssa. So how long was he in the TARDIS for? He got lost for a very long time. I was doing comparison. I watched Earthshock the other day and said it would be hilarious if that Cyberman never came back and just randomly wandered out in power. Yeah, and he's all covered in cobwebs, and it's like he's been in the cloisters in Gallifrey, like in Hellbent when that Dalek is covered in goo. Just Joe 98, Big Finish Ace will be the superior Ace compared to what Chips does. Well, let's not write him off entirely. And also, there is definitely a difference between continuing a story on TV and, filling in the gaps of expanded media like Big Finish have done. Like, one thing that Big Finish are doing at the moment for the Seventh Doctor is that they're depicting the last days of the Seventh Doctor. We've got their Silver and Ice set, which does have Mel, so it is early on in the Seventh Doctor's tenure, but this story, this box set, is about Mel realising that the Seventh Doctor is morphing from the almost like pantomime Doctor at the beginning of season 24 into the manipulative schemer, the plotter, the chess player that we see in the Andrew Cartmel run from season 25 and season 26. So, you know, they are sort of like planning a new arc when it comes to the Seventh Doctor and the expanded media in Big Finish. And we've got this one as well, Sullivan and Cross AWOL, which is these two unit characters, you know, Sullivan and, what's her name, Cross? Naomi Cross, played by Eleanor Crooks. I've not heard her in anything, but she has been in some Big Finish unit adventures for a couple of years. She's going to become a companion of the Fourth Doctor in an upcoming box set as well. But yeah, if we're doing the last days of the Seventh Doctor, this could be like, you know, we could actually see the final days of the Seventh Doctor and Ace play out in Big Finish. There's a massive difference between doing that, where they're trying to fill in the gaps that, unfortunately, due to resources, due to did you refer to Harriet Sullivan? Harry Sullivan. Yeah, Harry Sullivan. Because it's the box set, Sullivan and Cross. It is Harry Sullivan and Naomi Cross. There's a big difference between, say, filling in the gaps because of expanded media, like a lot has happened with Sarah Jane Smith in Big Finish and in novels and stuff like that, and continuing Sarah Jane's story formally in like School Reunion and the Sarah Jane Adventures. This isn't me trying to be an apologist for Chibnall, but you understand there is a difference in terms of approach, in terms of format, right? So I look forward to what Chibnall does with Ace, and I also look forward to what happens in the expanded media still. There's adventures with older Ace. Yeah, but we've still haven't actually seen Ace formally leave the Seventh Doctor. As far as I'm aware, the most recent version of that is at Childhood's End, where we do see the straw that breaks the camel's back and causes Ace to leave the Seventh Doctor. And then the follow-up to those events caused her to meet the 13th Doctor.